Good morning, guys. What a stunning morning we're having this morning at beautiful Hawke's Bay Beach, Awatere. And we're going to try put the drone out here today and catch ourselves some gurnard. The last couple of days the guys on the beach have been catching heaps of gurnard, so I want to try and get up amongst it, do a bit of early morning before work fish. So I only have a few hours this morning to fish before I have to go back to work, and we'll hopefully get something. 6 o'clock is sunrise, and also 6 o'clock is high tide, so we're going to try our best today. Only have a couple hours and hopefully we can go home with something. The time is 5:45. We got the drone ready, we got the rod ready, and we're just going to bait up the hooks and then send her out. Today I'm going to be using a bit of salted bullet tuna and some sandmar. That's my options for today, so hopefully the gurnard like either one of those. They normally do, so we'll give it a crack. And the good thing I like about sandmar, it's a bit like pilchard, so you catch anything that you would catch on a pilchard, you can catch on sandmar, but it stays on the hook way better. It's got tougher skin and it just lasts on the hook a lot better than normal pilchards would, especially when longline fishing. The pilchards just fall off really fast, but the sandmar will stay on the hook. I just want to fill up this little container with the burley pellets. Stuff it in there nicely. Now out of one little bag I can get 3 to 4 fills out of a bag. Right, that's ready to go. So at number 3, which is the middle, I normally hook my burley cage, so I have 3 hooks on either side of the burley cage. Okay guys, that's us ready to fly. We all baited up, we've got the rod and everything in. The sun's up and we're just gonna set up our phone. And very important with the phone is to turn the airplane mode on, so that just saves you if anyone tries to phone you while you're flying the drone. It doesn't interfere with the signal. We want the aerials to be up. Now we can turn our controller on first, so that can power up. So always turn the controller on first. So first thing to turn on, last thing to turn off. And I'll fire up the Aeroo app so long. Now we can fire up the drone. Short press, long press. We have our safety release clip at the end of our line, so if any snags do happen on the way out, it'll just pull out. Grab the drone like that. There's a push button right here. You push the button and it actually closes the pin. I'm going to put that in, close the pin, and we're good to fish. And then I put the line under the one of the legs. That just helps any tangles from happening. Now we can go into device, preparing to take off. So we're just waiting for satellites. It's giving me a pre-flight checks. This is also where you can do your compass calibration if you had to. One of the most common questions I get is, do you have to recalibrate this drone every time you go fishing? And the short answer is no. I've only calibrated this drone once, and that's the day I took it out of the package and I set it up for the first time. I calibrated the drone and I've been out fishing with it 5 or 6 times now, and it's never asked me to calibrate it again, so you don't need to. It's only when you're traveling real far distances, like going to another city, or if you're fishing in an environment that has high interference, metal beaches, black sand beaches or stuff like that, maybe you'll have to do it then, but otherwise no need. It's telling me you're ready to fly. 24 satellites, beautiful stunning day, the sun's almost out. I'm just checking there's no snags on the beach, anything that can get tangled, and we're looking all good, ready to fly. So every time I start up the motors, like that.
The home point has been updated. Please be mindful of the new return to home point.
It tells me that the home point's been updated, so that updates it every time I start the motors. I'm just going to lift her up. Till the lines are nice and tight. I like to fly up at about 35 meters. And then we're just going to send her forward. So we're not going too far today. The boys have been catching fish off the beach. So we just want to send her about 250 meters, 300 meters today. So now we're at 270, 300, and we released it. She dropped and return to home. And all I got to do now is just tighten up the lines, get it nice and tight. So while I'm doing that, the drone's coming back home. My controller's right there on the ground. Put it on the case. I'm actually just going to go catch her. Because that helps save a bit of battery life. Normally I have the remote and I just bring it down manually. She just lands in my hand and turns off while the remote is over there. How cool is that? Right, we're fishing. And there the sun is just making her appearance. We've made our first cast. The time now is 5 minutes past 6 in the morning. And look at that beautiful sunrise. Now we can just sit here, watch the sunrise, soak in the morning, and hopefully get a bite on that line soon. There's a big bite on there now. I don't know if it's stuck or not. The fish are definitely there. Look at that bend. Yeah boy, fish on, first cast, loving it. All we got to do now, flick the switch, and our fish are coming in. Let's bring that baby home. I'm just doing this. Normally I would leave it out there for a while longer, but I'm just keen to fly and get as many sets out as I can in a couple of hours. So we're just going to bring this one in. That wasn't even maybe 10 minutes. It was a 10-minute soak, maybe 11 minutes, but there we go, first fish on. Yeah! And with this cool electric reel setup, it just winds it in for me, and it'll stop about a meter or so short, so it'll just keep winding this fish in, and I can just man the fish and make sure I get it landed, and the reel does all the other work for me. Yeah, it looks like there's something on the line there, and she's a little Gurnard. Not a big one, but she's legal. And we just stopped short. So that was on the bottom hook, that was on Sandmar. So yeah, the Sandmar did the job. Yeehaw! Yeah boy, look at that, that's breakfast. Woo! Getting ready for the second set. I've rebaited my hooks, and we're going to send her out again. So this time I want to show you an extra feature, another feature this drone has, and that is the waypoint drop. So if I use, instead of using the push button, if I use the drop on the screen, it will give me a prompt if I want to save the waypoint. So if I say yep, save waypoint, the next time I'm flying out I can fly the drone to exactly that same spot where I've been catching fish, so I can drop my baits in the same spot every time. Okay, we got the ready to fly. Start the motors, and I always wait for it to say
the home point has been updated. Please be mindful of the new return to home point.
I always wait for that prompt that it said the home point's been updated, so I know it knows where to come back to. Okay, so now I hit the point there and I say drop waypoint, and it asked me to save the waypoint. It's now dropped it, and now I can hit return to home.
Return to home.
So now it's marked a place on the map right there, and if I tap that, it has updated a waypoint for me right there where I dropped my baits, and next time I fly I can just tap on that waypoint and say go fly. It'll fly at the same distance or same height and same distance and hover right above the spot, and then I just drop the baits right back on that spot. Really cool feature I love. This is back. All I got to do now is catch her. The lines are south with a pad because the AI search for landing pads on, but I'm just going to catch her, save a bit of battery life. And it turns off by itself. So cool. And it's hardly been 8 minutes and fish on again, and this one's pulling really hard. This seems like it might be something a little bit bigger. It popped the sinker and it swam towards land. So it might either be a kahawai, but it's definitely a little bit of a bigger fish this time. It popped the sinker, so I couldn't leave it like I wanted to, and I'll just have to bring her in. Here boy, another one. Oh, it's really fighting now. Does not like to be pulled like that. It's always the question, what can it be? What can it be? Coming in. Oh, another Gurnard. Beautiful. Look at that. We're on the money today. Another one for the bin. Bro, breakfast is going to be awesome this morning. That's a little bit bigger than the first one. Stunner. Let's get her back out there as quickly as possible. Hopefully get another one. Okay, controller's on. Drone is on. So now I want to show you guys the waypoints flying. So all we got to do first, I get the home screen up with a waypoint right there. Then the next thing we got to do is wait for the satellite and for it to say it's ready to fly. Right, now we got the ready to fly on the screen there. So we'll start the motors.
The home point has been updated. Please be mindful of the new return to home point.
Right, and then we got to lift her up, and while she's flying we'll just get the baits off the ground. Okay, now we can hit that waypoint and we can say go, and she will fly out there by herself. All I got to do is spool the reel. So first she's going up to the height that I set previously, which is 35 meters, and off she goes. She'll fly to that waypoint and then hover right above it, and once she hovers right above it, I'll just hit the button and return, or hit the button to drop the bait, and then I'll hit the return to home and she'll come straight back. On the app I can see where she's flying to. It's halfway there. I can feel her slowing down now. Just slowing down by herself. Alright, and I hit the release and return to home. and she's dropped it at exactly the same spot as I was before, and we know there's fish, so we're just going to hope for another one soon. And while we get this line tight, she's coming back. Yep. How cool is that, man? How cool is that? And the birds don't like it, so be very careful when flying around birds. They will attack the drone. Oh, I'm just going to catch her. She's right above the landing pad, so she'll probably land straight on it. But I just like to save a bit of battery and catch her myself. I'm just going to leave her on for a sec so I can see how much battery life we have left. So that's 60% battery life left there. So that's going to have to be our last set of the day. It's 7 o'clock and I need to get home before 8 to get the daughter to school and then go to work. But stunning morning so far. I mean, 2 casts, 2 fish. How much more can you ask for? This is bloody awesome. Now we're just hoping for a third one before we go. I'll give it about 15-20 minutes and fingers crossed. Stop it already, man. It's just been going off this morning. That was 9 minutes. That's a 9-minute soak there, and we got another one on. Man, look at that rod going. Stunning day today, man. Stunning day. I'm so glad I woke up early this morning and come and do this. That change of light right on the high tide, and we've been on the money today. And the brother fishing right next to us, he's got himself a fish on the line now too. Another Gurnard. Massive, bro. Hey.
I was going to bring my drone out today too.
Yeah, bro, it's massive. So that's awesome. Well done. And that rod is still dancing for us. I'm hoping that's another one that jumped on. Anyway, I think it's about time for us to get this in. It's been 15 minutes. It's been a 15-minute soak. That's all it was. Let's bring her in. And then we're off home. Oh, she feels a bit heavy. Oh, that's a sinker just popping. Woo, yeah boy. What a stunning day. Wow. He's bouncing all right. And all I got to do is just sit here and wait for my fish to come in. Oh yeah. Man, it's good to be alive on days like this. So from here to the water's edge, I walked it out this morning, and it was about 30 meters till the water's edge. So once that reel gets close to 30, I'll walk down there and go and collect me fish. Here she comes. Here. Fish number 3. 3 casts and 3 fish on the drone. What a beauty. What a beauty. Thank you, Aeroo. This drone has been awesome. It's been a game changer for sure. Every time I've gone out fishing with a drone, I've caught a fish at least. And today we were blessed with 3. So definitely been a game changer. And I mean, fishing has never been easier. There we go. Fish number 3 in the bin. Beautiful. Well, that's us guys all packed up. Now how cool was that? Aeroo Pro gets a front seat. So she did a real good job today of catching fish. Awesome. Catch you on the next one.